516 Student Truth Talks. This is Kailey and Bunch, and today we are going to be diving into the question of why do we have to live in a fallen world? Just a good question.
Great question. Why do we have to live in a fallen world? We open up our Bible, right there, page 1, Genesis 1. We see that God created the heavens and the earth, and He created Adam and Eve. And it didn't take long, you get to about chapter 3, and you realize that Adam and Eve have sinned, and they've messed up, and they did the one thing God asked them not to do. They chose to do it anyway. And that's how we all believe and know that sin entered the world, pain entered the world, and boom, had to start working, right? Being that it all happened so early, why didn't God just wipe it out, right? Like He just did all that, created Adam and Eve, didn't take Him too long to mess things up. Why didn't God just kill it then? Why didn't He just wipe out the world then? I think it's because He created us and He wanted to give us the choice. He wanted us to have the chance. And so he did that, right? But then obviously you flip over a few more pages to chapter 8 where you hear about Noah and the ark, and it's like God, it's like He finally had it. It's like he finally got mad and He had Noah do the crazy thing of building an ark in the desert where there was never any water, never any rain, and all that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden, like, Noah was the crazy man and who got all the animals and all his family and people in there that God told him to get in there, and sent rain, and a lot of it. Like, we've never seen anything crazy like that since, right? And so, it's like he started over from scratch kind of there, in essence, right? And so, but here's what the promise that He made in Genesis chapter 8. He says, I will never again curse the ground because of human race, even though everything they think or imagine is bent toward evil from childhood. I will never again destroy all living things. As long as the earth remains, there will be planting and harvest, cold and heat, summer and day and night. So right there, we see a promise that God brought, that He wasn't going to do this. So to answer your question, why do we have to live in a fallen world? Because God kind of, in essence, did wipe it clean, but then obviously He rebuilt it pretty quickly thereafter. But He made a promise, and He kind of gives that choice, and He gives that harvest. But here's what I think is important. There was really not a plan B. Like, plan A was the gospel from the beginning. The gospel being Jesus. Like, He was going to send His Son, Jesus, into this world. And we see that when we flip over a few more pages and books and chapters, and we get to the New Testament, right, where we see the birth of Jesus, and we see the life that Jesus lived, where He was sinless, and He was God, like walking this world, and He lived a perfect life, and then yet did the thing that was crazy, that no one had ever done before, that no one would ever believe anyone would do, was the fact that He went to the cross and He died on the cross, bearing my sin and bearing your sin, bearing the world's sin, all the hurt, all the pain, all the suffering, all the mess that this world that we know is about. But Jesus changed that course, and He changed the course for everything. He taught us that we are more than ourselves, that He taught us that we need a Savior, we need God. In the midst of all this, for us to profess Him and to make, like, us to go to Him and acknowledge that we need Him, right? Like, that's what He did. And that's when we read the story, when we read the Bible, when we read about Jesus, He calls us to go and make Him known. Matthew 28 tells us that we are to go and make disciples of all men, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And then Jesus says, surely I am with you till the very end of age. So as believers and as followers of Christ, you and I have that obligation to go and to make Him known, even in the midst of the sin of the world, of the mess of the world. That is who we are in Christ, as the responsibility to go and to make Him known.
Good stuff. Yeah, so we love to answer questions like these and any other questions y'all would have here at Fuel and during the week here at Christ Church in the Attic. And so we we'd love if y'all would come check us out, or you can always leave questions or comments in the comment section on our videos. So we'll see you next time.